All right. So we'll start with the economic calendar for the day. We know what we're having from the fundamental part of things before we go into technicals. So today is Tuesday. We don't have any. Okay. Oh, we have the USD bank holiday. I didn't even check this out. Today is the USD's bank holiday. So the USD may be a little bit sluggish today. So not only do we have USD bank holiday, we also have the Canadian dollar and the French bank holiday. That one is for the euro. Right. So okay, today may be a little bit slow in the market. And the red folder news that we have today was GBP had already happened, 8 o'clock. I think that's what pushed one of my trades. I had a trade that had GBP. I think that's what pushed the trade. I'm going to show it to you. And when we do analysis like this, I hope you actually try to apply it because it's not every time you're going to have a call. And honestly, it's not every time I'll be able to post all the trades I'm taking. Okay, so the reason I equip you with the tools you need is so that even if we don't have a session like this, right, you can still go onto the market and do these things by yourself. That's the reason we break it down to very easy steps to follow so that you can go ahead and do it on your own and even pick some trades. I'd like to, come to the group from time to time and see people drop their trades. Mr. Femi dropped AUD, CHF, this sell that's happening, he was able to catch it, and I was very happy about that. That he was able to catch something. I think he was on 15 minutes, then he caught something around here. This was very nice, right? So this was a zone yesterday that I talked about. That's price may want to sweep something before it comes back down. Now, price didn't come for the trend and liquidity that we had here, but it did something very significant this morning, and that is let me clear all of this. You know our candle theory for those that joined yesterday, and maybe for the new people, and of course the old people already know it. You know how we trade. When we want to sell, and then we see something like this. Let me just recap. We see something like this. We have a on the daily time frame or on the weekly time frame, right? When you have a candle like this, and then the new candle, that's the new day, that is the next day's candle, comes and sweeps this candle like this with the wick, right? Just with the wick, and then the body is like this. So this is always a sign that we may be coming for this low. That we may be coming from this low. So we have seen this. If you have been joining us, religiously, you see that we have used this system over and over and over again, right? And we can see that it has been very effective. Okay. So what I spotted this morning, as you can see, what I just drew, it was here. See, today Tuesday swept yesterday's candles high, right? And you can see that it has already gotten to the low of that candle. So there's still space to travel. So that's step one. So step two is what is the alignments, right? The expansion in that direction. So you see, this is where we swept the high. And then we now did what? We now broke structure here, or you can say we expanded at this point. Can you see that? So we swept here and then we expanded at this point. So this is a very interesting place for us, right? So let me draw the line. Let me draw the line now. So of course, you know that not every time we will trade from other blocks and what's it called? Other blocks and demand and supply zone. Sometimes your trade is ready from the expansion, right? So we have our step one now, which is the sweep. Step two is the expansion. So what's step three? Step three is to get our fair value gap and entry. So that's when we go to the 1 hour time frame. So now I'm seeing this very nice key level here. You see, price was here. He played with here again. He came back for that place, and then before breaking, leaving behind what? Leaving behind a fair value gap. So if you are to take this trade, we are taking this trade. This is how the trade will look like. So we can take the trade straight from uh this expansion line. This is good enough, right? Then our SL, you can put it above this candle or above here for 12, 13 pips SL. That's fine. Okay, yeah, 12 is fine. So then we can target this low will be our first TP for 2R. And then AUD CHFC has a very long way to go. Right? It has a very long way to go. That is why you don't need to be in a hurry to, if you're putting it above here for about 20 pips, then that means you can target this low can be your first TP, and then we have here. So this is what the trade is looking like for for AUD CHF, right? It's actually looking for AUD CHF. Now, when you come to this low, start to, secure your profits or, break even or book your profits. Why? Secure partials. Why? Because this is the previous day's low. See, when price gets to previous day low, you may want to start to do another alignment for the upside. So if you get to this point, you can book your profits before continuing the sales. Is that okay? So this is the view now for AUD CHF, right? So I'm going to go ahead and call this one out. Let's see how this one goes. Let's see how this one goes. What's my So the entry price for this trade is about 0.525. Please, am I audible? Are you hearing me clearly?
Very loud and clear.
All right, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Okay, and then the SL is 0.52764. And the take profit is okay. Let's just for now. I know plenty people not able to. Who is this? Please, I don't know who's writing on the screen. Please don't read titles. Please don't write on the screen again, please. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. So, like I said, not everybody is going to hold that trade. So if we can get 2R, let's use this guy first as our first TP. Then if we surpass this place, then you can look to targets, lower. But for now, let's keep it a buck, right? So TP we can do 0.52010. All right, so this is 2 point something RTP. And then the final TP is all the way. This is the final draw on liquidity. That's this low. But for now, along the line, let's be securing and booking some profits. Okay. So let me check something. Give me a moment. All right, that's fine. So that's the trade. So you can go ahead and screenshot. Go ahead and screenshot. Please risk responsibly. Oga titles, you're writing on my screen. No, I'll kick you out of the call. All right, so this is what the trade is going to look like. What was I saying? Yeah, please manage your risk. Don't over leverage your accounts for any reason. No matter who calls a trade for you, try to put your risk at where your appetite can take, so that anything that happens, because everything there's a level of uncertainty. Yes, that's the truth. I have to tell you the truth. There's a level of uncertainty, so you don't want to expose your account to too much risk than you should. Okay, so that's the trade. So let's see how this one goes, and then we'll know later. For the Euro USD trade, price touched the fair value gap, and it has been trying to sell, right, but it's struggling. You see, price, I pointed out the line. The line is where I wanted price to get to, but if price has touched the fair value gap, I mean, it has every reason to start dropping. The reason to start dropping. So now what happens now is that the sell is not very strong yet. What I'm even seeing here is that price did this from here. Price did this, and then it's doing something like this. Can you see? This was the main push. This one now looks like a retracement. So this is not solid enough for me to sell. If I'm being very honest with you, this is not solid enough for me to enter. Of course, people have different approaches that you can catch sales. It's just that my own is that I'm not yet convinced, or I don't yet have enough backing. See, this market is currently very, very messy for me. I don't have any direction yet. So what I wanted price to do is to officially sweep all of this liquidity, tap into this guy, then give us a solid expansion so that we can sell from there. So this is where patience is going to come in. Because it looks like it doesn't mean it is the one. Are we together? So I'm expecting price to still sweep and drop. But if at any point maybe we can take this low, if we can take this low properly, then I can know that the sales have come in, and then we can continue the sales. Okay. So for Euro USD, I'm not trading it yet. I don't have a trade there for Euro USD yet. If I can get another push up to sweep all of this liquidity, then we have a fresh expansion to the downside. And I'll be happy to play along all the way till this low. Remember that EU, we still have a place that we want to go to, which is down here, this guy down here. All right. So of course, every now and then we can take something here, that's not bad at all. So please be patient. Be patient for Euro USD for now. Let's get a clear information of what he wants to do, and then we're going to play along. Okay. So let me show you the trade that I talked about that I said I couldn't call. Okay, it's even still pushing up again. That's nice. So what happened? The same thing I've been talking about. Let me use a different broker so I don't touch that one. Let me use FXCM. I'll be able to give me the same information. All right. Let me check Rwanda. Okay. I like Forex.com when I'm analyzing it with TradingView. Well, let's check it out. So what happened here is that the same thing we have been talking about all along. We took this high. You see, this was a major high in the market, right? We took this high. Now, how did we take this high? We took the high with a body. I said this yesterday, that if you take a major high or a major point with a body, let me not use high, if you take a major point in the market like this guy here with a body, that's a sign for continuation in that direction. But if you take it with if price clears that place with a wick, that is like let me draw something like in this place now, price does something like this and closes like this line, price closes like this with a wick. That is a sign that let me say in this case, the buyers were not strong enough. So they got exhausted. And then the sellers came in and then price closed with a wick. So we can be expecting what? Like a reversal, a counter movement to what was already happening. So since we took here with a body, I knew that, okay, this is a very good sign for us to continue. So as at this point, what do I say? When we take here with a body, we should look for the most recent expansion to trade from, which is this guy. See the line chart. See, this is the most recent one, right? This is the most recent break of structure to trade from. Now, but what did price do? Price didn't come for that guy, but rather it did what? It went on to print a new expansion. See, instead of coming for this first one that we had here, right? It did what? It printed a new expansion here. So that was a sign that we are going to buy from here. So it is if this place fails before this guy will now be active. Are we together? I'll say it again. When we take this place, right, we want to trade from the most recent expansion. Now, in this case, price didn't come for this one. Instead, price printed a new expansion here, broke structure here. So that was a sign that when price comes here, it's going to trade from there. Are we together? Okay. So that's what happened there. So when I saw this new expansion, see the line chart now, see the way it's very neat, everything. I knew that price will most likely want to trade from here. So I held off my buy from here so that I can journey with the information that I'm getting at this point. Okay, let's continue. So what did I do? So I know where I want to trade from, right? I go to the H4. So what did I see on the H4? A very solid, it was everything I want in a trade is here. I had an imbalance. I had there was a demand zone in the case of that's a demand zone. That's another block rather. Please, I hope you are hearing me. I just got a sign that my internet is unstable. I hope you are hearing me clearly.
You are very, very audible, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. So I had the fair value gap, I had the demand, and then I had some liquidity build up here. So this was a very solid reason that that the trade is going to buy from this place. And you can see the push. So this high here is where looking at for this thing to continue. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Sam. I'm seeing your text. Are we together? So you see that price came in, and then the news. The truth is, I was on a trade since yesterday. I think I was in drawdown the whole of yesterday. I think it was from somewhere here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I was in drawdown the whole of yesterday. It is this morning that I think the GBP news that happened this morning is what skyrocketed the move. That's where the momentum came into the market. So I was in drawdown the whole of yesterday when I entered the trade. So as at this point, I can go ahead and secure my my trade. Now, you see, the thing is, the reason why we say this thing is so that even if we don't call the trade here, because we called true trade yesterday, I think EU and GU, it was a buy, and the trades did well, and then we updated the groups. So you see, if you don't call everything, you are still able to go onto any chart, even if it's crypto, even if it's indices, and take your trades, synthetic indices, and take your trade. All right. So that's what happened for this guy, and I'm still expecting a push up. So let me see if we get a new my network is, or is it my trading view? I don't know what it is. It's stressing me right now. Okay. So if we get a new push up today, a new expansion, we can trade. Sorry, give me a. All right. I'm back now. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? I'm back now. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. Good morning, sir.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, so if we get another push up, maybe we close like this, there may be a retracement. Because this is an expansion, a break of structure. Check the line chart. You see it very well. This is another break of structure. Okay, so your ability to be able to read this thing is what matters. So price can still want to do something like this. Okay, so upon closure of this H4 candle, that's in 1 hour 30 minutes, this guy becomes active for a new trade. I'm not going to call it out. You can just do that. Use your discretion for that trade. Okay, so let's go to gold. Gold has not given us our retracement. Gold has not retraced. When price sweeps liquidity, it does not even want to know again. It just goes. See, that's why we preach liquidity here a lot. When price sweeps liquidity, all these things I'm drawing are liquidity points. That price swept here, price swept this first one, touch, went up. Swept this one here, it was small, but it happened, went up, and then this one too, swept the liquidity that was here, taps an order block. It was a 2 hours order block that we had here. Taps another block that we had here, and sits here. And you can see where the buy started from. So liquidity is a very important concept in the market. So I drew this area yesterday that I'm looking for price to trade back down into this guy, but it's not price is not, it can still happen, but price has done a lot of pips from that zone. So what we can do is we can zone into what's happening in the future or what's happening here and see how we can jump in. So if I get another something like this, maybe if I clear this high, like the way it is happening now, this place can be a very good reason to trade. You see, the same way I just showed you the Euro GBP trade, that's the same way you can establish a bias here and trade. So basically, if you take this place, if you take here, this high, like this, we can do what? We can still look to trade continuation. Are we together? We can look to trade continuation from that zone. When it's just pushing at this one, two, like all this kind of one candle is just going up. I don't really used to get a retracement to enter. I think there was a reason, there was a trading opportunity here, but I wasn't able to pick that out. Yeah. I saw this, somebody was able to catch this trade, I think, on social media. There was a very nice opportunity here for buy. So this retracement that happened was price just trying to come back into this order block here. And see what happened. I was able to buy. So now if we can get another this thing like this, then that makes this place to be a very key buy area for us to continue. But overall, we are still waiting. If we can get our guy here to be triggered, then this will be a better place to buy from. Why? Because we have more distance to cover from here than from this guy. We have more distance to cover from here, but be difficult for gold to do that deep retracement. And if it comes, position yourself for a buy trade from here. Is that okay? All right. So that's that for gold. That's that for gold. Okay. So let's continue. That's that for gold. What do we have? Okay, Euro AUD caught my attention. What happened? You see, when we talked about major high and low just a few seconds ago, the same thing happened here. This is a major low in the market. Now, what did price do this time around? On the daily time frame, price came to that place and swept it with a wick, right? So that wick sweep now, we can now know that that is an indication for the counter direction, or we call it a reversal. So upon sweeping this place, we can go to the H4 to look for expansions to the upside. Is that okay? We can look for expansions to the upside. Okay. So what happened here is that we had this key level here that price reacted from. Why exactly is a key level? It's a key level because this place, see, price broke here, interacted with this place, interacted with that same line again, and then did what? And so you see, this area now becomes like a very interesting zone for us because price is there as a buy, uses there as a sell. So when price comes back to that place, to want to interact with that place again. Is that okay? So that's how the first move happened and the first expansion occurred. Now, what do we see here? This was another expansion, Abi, or break of structure, whatever you like to call it. This was another one. Price has come back into that place, is it not? Exactly. Now, what happens now? H4. You see that H4 has aligned again by breaking structure to the upside. Are you seeing what I'm showing you? You see that we had the first expansion here on the daily. So we want to be sure that the lower time frame is in alignment with that. And then the H4 did what? The H4 has done its own expansion again. Can you see? Now, how can we capitalize on this move? Now, let's see. Let's go to the 1 hour. Let's see. Do we have any fair value gaps? Okay, the only one I have is here. Let me check 2 hours, if I can get a more discounted price. Let me check 3 hours. Okay. There is a fair value gap lying down here. There's a fair value gap here. This area here. There's something there. So there's a tendency for Euro AUD to give us a deep pullback. A deep pullback before we buy again. So can extend this line. You see, this line also, price also played around with this place. And you see, price played around with this place a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we now go to that place. So this makes this place a key level also, because price has interacted with here a lot of time. So this is an interesting place that Euro AUD may want to buy from. Okay, let me see the 4 hours again. This price was reacting off this OB, and then has done a new expansion. Okay, so this is an interesting place that Euro AUD will want to buy from. Okay, so please remember what I always say: manage your risk properly. So if you do 3 hours, that's not bad. Now Euro AUD has the tendency to fly to this place. So this is the final drawn liquidity. Why is this a drawn liquidity? I would have loved to throw this question open so that we can answer, but it may take our time. Now see, this here to here was the swing, Abi. Here to here was the swing. So price coming back to this place, right, to start a new move. Price has to come back to this place. Why? Because this is the point that started the whole retracement, right? This is the point that started the whole return to, liquidity point here. So price has to come back to do what? To fill up, or to run to draw on liquidity. Is that okay? So that's the view. That's the view for Euro AUD. So it has every tendency to run back to this high. So what you can be doing, you can be securing your profits every now and then. This high is a very interesting place that price can run into before it retraces and continues to this point. So please, you can never go wrong taking profit. So I always say that over and over again. When you see some profits, secure, enter another one, secure, scaling while you are approaching your draw on liquidity. Is that okay? So this zone looks interesting for me for the buy on Euro AUD. Okay. So I hope we are all positioned to play along. All right. So I've done AUD CHF, EAG, EG. Let's check GP AUD.
Are we taking down the trade now?
Is a buy limit. You can take the trade. It's a buy limit. Don't. It's not a buy. It's not instant execution. It's a buy limit from here. That's Let me just drop the pricing. The entry
Okay.
price for this one. Please manage your risk. Oh,
Good.
769 76958. And then the SL is 176691. Okay, this is what the trade looks like. And then you can target 2R, 3R, depending on, well, I'll just leave the TP open. I'll leave the TP to you when you see your profit that you're good enough with. You can start to book. Is that okay? This is how the trade is going to look like. Okay. All right. Let me see. What do I have for GBP AUD? Oh, okay. This one don't already trigger. Same thing. The same thing. This one is a big trade though. It's a big SL. GBP AUD is the pricing there is quite big now. So the same thing. The reason this trade is interesting to me is the same thing we had on the weekly time frame. Now we had a major break of structure with the body here. Can you see? So price has to retrace to the expansion, the recent expansion, this here, that created the break of structure. That's the most recent one, which is this guy. So going back to the daily, I now spotted something. I spotted a key level here. Price was here, then here, then here, that same line. So when price comes back to that line, it's going to what? It's going to react. Can you see? That's exactly what happened here. Price did not only react, it went on to create a new change of a new expansion at this zone. Can you see that? So that's why this place now became very, very interesting for me, right? It became very interesting for me. So on the H4 now, what do we see? We see that we had a sweep of liquidity here, a break of structure, and liquidity lying down here. So we have a sweep, we have a break, and then we have some liquidity that is here. So we can expect price to do what? To sweep the liquidity. Sorry. We can expect price to sweep the liquidity here, tap here and start. So this one has already started the move. So if you are going to be trading GBP AUD, please don't open more trades than you can afford to. Okay. The reason why I'm saying that many times, because some of us we get very excited. Okay, so if you're taking a trade, this is going to be the trade for GBP AUD, and then the SL is just below the 4 hours order block. Okay, this one has already started, just few pips in profit now, just few pips in profit. So trade with care, trade with caution. All right, so that's that. That is that. Okay. What's somebody saying something in the chat box? Price, please. Please, if you copied it, just paste it here. I will not call and take my copy and paste here now. GBP card, please. What do we have for GBP card? Okay. The same thing I'm looking at for GBP AUD. So GBP card, upon touching this QMR demand zone that we had here, price went on to break structure. Can you see? Price went on to break structure to the upside. So what I was looking for was a very good entry opportunity, right? And then it is a deep retracement, but it is here. I like here because number one, there is a fair value gap. There is some form of liquidity build up here, and then this is where the trade is looking like. Okay, all of this place here. So this is just like the same. It looks very similar to the one I just called on GBP AUD. Okay, so that is it. This is what I'm looking at for GBP card. So if you trade GBP card, this is what the trade looks like. All right. Okay. So I think that's that. I think that's that. So the time. I think that's that. This one has run away. I wanted before reaching the draw liquidity, I wanted price to buy from here, but it seems it had enough fuel to fly up. So I'm done with that guy. Okay, this was a limit that we had a while ago, but price did not touch it. The limit was for this other logo. Price did not come here. But what I saw for this guy that I said I'll talk about, we still have this low that we want price to take, right? We still have this low that we want price to take. So something happened. You see that the previous day's high is taken here. So this is a sign for sell. Okay. And now I saw something that the H4 from yesterday, price came, you see, this is an expansion, right? So price came to mitigate the expansion that we had here. And then you see, not only is it mitigating the expansion, it's also sweeping the previous day high. You see how we are doing the same thing over and over again. So after sweeping the previous day high, what now happened? There is now an expansion, a new expansion to the downside here. Can you see that? So on the H1 now, I spotted this key level 1, 2, 3. See how price has been here a lot of times. So price can want to come back to this place before selling. Can you see? So this is another opportunity. So please, you must not open everything. Okay, if you open 1 or 2 of the ones I've called, that's fine. Okay, you don't have to open everything. It's not the trade that they used to open because of risk management. Okay, it is what it will look like. This is what it will look like. And then this is your TP1 is this low. TP1 is going to be this low. TP2 will be the drop on liquidity. Okay. So that's it. That's that for NZD-CHF. Somebody said BTC. BTC. BTC, I want it to come back to somewhere before I can trade it. That is this guy here. Okay. Can you see we tapped a very major demand zone and then we expanded to the upside. Okay. So I'm expecting price to trade back to that expansion. So from that expansion, I'll now enter with a confirmation entry. Okay. I enter with confirmation entry and that expansion. Is that okay, Mr. Kenneth? Okay. So that's that for me from
Thank you, sir.
bro. Yeah, no problem, sir. So that's that for me from currencies. So let's look at 1 or 2 synthetic indices and then we call it a day. Okay, let's look at 1 or 2 syntax. So the short form is syntax. So if I say syntax, you know what I'm talking about. Syntax, that's synthetic indices. Okay, so let's see. That our trade that we had on FX20. Is this still doing well? Okay, still retracing. So price missed that entry, that re-entry that I called yesterday. This was the re-entry I called for people that did not join the first one. This is the re-entry I called for, but price has not yet come there. Price tried to come, but it has gone back up. So it can still happen. It can still happen. Okay. And of course, you know why I'm taking this trade. The same thing over and over again. We took a major high here with the body, and then we went on to still expand again. So the same thing I did for Euro GBP is what I'm doing for FX Vol 20. So you see that it's not that I have a different approach for synthetics, for currency. It's the same thing. Okay. So price has come back here. And now, did H4 expand again? Yeah. H4 did a new break of structure. Let me see if I can hide this thing so you can see it clearly. Can you see? H4 did a new break of structure. So there is a tendency for price to want to come here and then buy. So if you trade synthetics, this trade is still very open for you to take. Okay. So it's a 1 hour entry. There's an other block here that is lying down here. And then there is liquidity here. Okay. All right. So that's that. Let me check 40. What's 40 saying? So 40, we took all-time lows on FX 40. That's the all-time low. Now, price took the all-time low and then it took it with a body. So we're expecting price to, probably do some continuation. So let's see, what is the expansion that it wants to use to continue? That was this guy that we had here, right? I remember talking about this guy last week that we may likely sell from here. But what has price done now? Please pay attention. Price has gone ahead to disregard that whole place. Can you see that? If I go back to the weekly, you see something. You see that price is doing like a break of structure with a strong bullish engulfing candle. Can you see that? So this is what made me think that maybe we may be looking to buy. Okay. So between here and here, where's my fee? So between here and here, we get a pullback into the 50% region, if we get a pullback into the 50% region like this, then I'll see what will happen there if I can get an accumulation for a buy. Then please, who's writing on my screen now? If you can get an accumulation for a buy at this point, we are going to buy from there. Mr. Kende, you're writing on my screen. It's throwing me off. I'm losing my focus because of that. Please don't do it again. Thank you very much. What was I saying? So, okay, yeah. So I said we have a bullish engulfing candle. So if we can get a retracement like this, then we can see if, please enter based on confirmation. Okay, don't enter that trade like that. And yes, Sini is saying, can I analyze syntax on normal trading view as I'm doing? Yes. So, but you have to follow this link. I'm dropping the link for you now. That's the link on the chat box. Yeah. So if you want to analyze, just copy the link and save it. If you want to analyze the way I am doing, just click on this link and then you can see the WellTrade synthetic instrument. Okay. All right. So let's continue.
Mr. Sito, good morning. Quick question, sir.
All right.
Okay, from the candle theory that you taught us,
Yeah.
this closed with a body, but
Mhm.
so it could be a continuation to the downside. But from
Mhm.
what you said, it looks as if it's going to buy. Does that mean this thing disregarded the theory?
What happened is right. So good question. So we took here with a body, so we should sell. But currently, I'm looking for the most recent expansion for me to sell from, right? But what happened now is that this candle came and did what? Came and closed very powerfully. Is that okay? So what I'm having here now is that there's a possibility that price can come here to buy. Or to any of these supply zones to fail. Now is that we are not having any trade calls or any trade this thing. What I'm doing, I'm going to be adapting to what price wants to do next. Is that okay? So if it comes here first, I will see if I can get a buy, right? But if it doesn't, if it goes to maybe somewhere like all of these supply zones first, then we can continue to sell. Is that okay, sir? We are just adapting to
Yes.
what the information is. So that's
Yes,
that.
thank you.
All right. So, what's the time? 'Cause I need to give.
Hello, Sito. I want to add to that
Okay.
for better understanding. So sometimes it's always very good for us not to just use the candles alone in trading. That's why we need to look at the patterns, the chart patterns. That's a combination of candles to know what price is trying to do. Sometimes you could have a very good a strong candle that may show that price is breaking a zone. That candle, that move could be a fake out. So that's why it's always good to wait for the pullback to come into the zone that was taken out, to see if you can resume the move from there. Just like what Tito showed us. When we have an expansion, we always wait patiently for price to come into the previous zone that was taken out and then fail. From there, we can now start either selling or buying, depending on the direction that we are looking at.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
sir.
Okay. So, FX60, you see, this is another interesting place that we tapped into. And then we go to the daily time frame to see that we broke structure, all of this structure to the upside. So this gave me a conviction that we should buy long term. And then we had a QMR. The QMR build up happened here. Mr. Sini said he's having issues with MT5. Okay, what will happen is after now, please just talk on the group. So that just I will help you. Okay. So we had a QMR setup. See, we came here, we swept this place. Then we did what? We went to break structure here, and then we built some liquidity here. Can you see this? So we had a sweep of this thing, a break of structure, and then we now have what, some liquidity that was here. Is that okay? That's why I'm expecting 60 to tap into. Where did I draw this guy from? I think I just drew it from this this candle, this other block candle that was here. I'm expecting 60 to tap into this this guy here and then start the buy. Why? Number one is a sweep. We have swept this low. All of this low was being swept, and then we broke structure here, and then price came to build up some liquidity. This can also be viewed as trend line liquidity for people that have attended our intermediate sessions. This can also be viewed as trend line liquidity. So I am here for 60. Okay, this is a big trade because it's from the daily time frame. So if you don't like the SL, of course, the same thing we do. When price taps into this place, you can go to the H4 or the H1, let it give you something like this, then you can now buy from here. Okay, that's how we do confirmation entries. Okay, when price touches it, you break and then you can continue from this place. So your trade will now be here and your SL will be here instead of the way it is. That's how you catch confirmation entries. Okay, all right. So I know we have some synthetics people, so please keep an eye on that. And if flip one is still doing sideways, but I'm here. This is where I am for flip X1, and you know why I'm there. See, it's because of this. Okay, because of this. So this is like liquidity for me. I want price to sweep this guy, touch here, and then we can play. All right. We'll have to be leaving the call now because of my time is coming to an end. Okay, I wanted to sell from here, but this guy ran to TP without coming back, so that's fine. I had a very nice area here where price, built some consolidation here. Then it now broke, printed some liquidity here. So I wanted this to just come touch here and sell, but it went to TP. So what will happen is I'll cancel this idea for now and wait for the next idea to come up. Then I'll know what I'm going to do. Plus, we are also in a very discounted price. We are almost at the all-time low here on Flip X3. Can you see? So this guy here is very, very interesting. So anything can happen here. Anything can happen here. So please be on the lookout for this guy from here. Okay, and you can see that this week has swept previous week's low. So it won't be out of place if we start looking at an expansion to the upside, something like this to break here on the daily. Then we can now use for H4 for entry. So we are just waiting. Okay, we are waiting. Please learn to wait. Cultivate the habit of waiting in trading. You must not press the buy or sell button. I say this every time. There's a reason why I say it. Okay. This guy is not clear. The information is not very neat. The only thing I had here is that we responded to here and then went on to break structure again with this line. So maybe when price comes here, I'll know what to do from there. And then lastly, like I said, I just analyzed FX vol 20, 40, 60 and flip X1 to 5. So the last one is going to be flip 5 for today. Flip 5 is still playing around this zone. When it's giving me this kind of trading condition, I like to wait it out. But this is where I want it to come to. Okay, this is the supply I want price to trade into before we sell. Okay, so that's going to be that for today. All right, that's going to be that for today. So I thank you, everyone. Let me do a shout out. Abdullahi Salisu, Bridget, Daily Peeps, Diek Young, Gloria, Henry, Jerry, Kehinde. Okay, that's the other. Okay. Okay, we have two Kehindes now. Kehinde Dada, Anadesomi, Makinde, Matthias, Jimmy, Moshood, Mr. Jerry, Oluti, Sam. Then we now have Samuel. Then we have Sini, Smart, and Taufik. It's good to have every one of us here. And I hope we had a great time together because I did have a great time. So we see same time tomorrow. Okay? We see same time tomorrow. Mr. Kehinde, yes, I use 1 hour. I use my daily to get direction. And then I can now go to H4 and H1 for entry. Okay, so the daily needs to give me something before I go to the next time frame, which is the H4, and the H1 gives me entry. Okay, so thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a lovely day.